Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 23, I think, 23
Yeah,
of the
I
Blue
think-
Wall Podcast. We're trying to get shit together here.
Oh man, it
And
gave
do-
me an ad.
Yeah, gives you an ad when you're not important. Every time we come on here, I always feel like something is wrong. And usually something is wrong. We do something wrong every time because we're trying to eliminate all possibilities of malfunctions.
Are you sure it's live?
Yes, I am absolutely sure it'll be coming through any second.
Okay, I had to hit live. There we go.
And we are live, right?
Yep.
So we have a few things.
Yeah, welcome to the Blue Wall Podcast. What are we going to talk about first today?
Well, we're going to talk about local things. So we're gonna do local events coming up in
it's
our
that
area.
time of year again, the Earth Gathering.
It is the Earth Gathering time.
When people of all cultures gather in the park for singing and merriment.
That is true, and hopefully in a couple weeks, or definitely before then, we're gonna have one of the ladies in charge of orchestrating.
How much is it to get a booth down there? Whenever she's the one,
Well,
we need
yeah,
to ask these
we're
questions.
gonna find out all about the inside of the Earth Gathering when she comes on April. The Earth Gathering is April 26th, 2014, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in Yoctangi Park at the Pump House Gallery and Lawn. They have bands, music, food. Oh, Alibaba's buggy again. Alibaba.
Is it good?
I didn't even try it.
Neither did
I was impressed by all the artwork inside the
We
pump
need
house.
to go down and take some pictures.
Yeah, we were going to try to do a live thing last year. We're trying to get our shit together here a little more, hopefully. I never claimed to be a professional anything.
That'd be fun.
Technical.
To spend the day down there. I'm going to get a libertarian booth somewhere and try to explain to people what the heck is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, we should, definitely.
But that would be a good place, I think. When is it? What's the card saying?
April 26th.
Oh man.
And also at the same park, April 26th, they're having a 5K for PTSD awareness. And there's going to be a band. Oh, God, I need to find out that information, too. They're going to have music, beer, and race running. You run, you go, you have some food and beer, and enjoy the band. Or
Make free popcorn
water.
for everybody. I
Oh,
would do
yeah.
that down there. It's cheap. That would be cheap, man. Popcorn's cheap, really, if you
Yeah.
buy it in bulk, right?
Yeah. What, just give out Blue Wall popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can make it blue.
Yeah. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive there's a way you could do that.
Also, March 23rd in Lancaster, Ohio, there's a mixed martial arts style grappling tournament. It's submission grappling in a cage for beginners to intermediate level. Anybody just trying to get some extra experience, it's only $10 to get in. It's at Davis Youth Sports, home of Lancaster Academy of Mixed Martial Arts, 400 South Broad in Lancaster, Ohio. So anyone in the central to Ohio region, central Ohio region, southern,
South, yeah.
south central, something, southern Ohio. But there's
Below
people,
Columbus.
yeah,
Columbus
people
and
come,
below.
yeah, people come from Columbus there too.
'Cause
but
it's
it's a-
only like what, a half hour from Columbus. It's pretty close
Yeah,
to Columbus.
yeah,
right?
it's like 30 minutes. It's a good, fun event to get experience for kids or adults. If you're an MMA fighter trying to, just get some experience in a cage with grappling, not have to worry about being punched, it's good for that. Also, if you're somebody that wants to be a cage fighter and never been in a cage, I would recommend going to that and put your feet in the water there first, where you get the feel of that environment.
Yeah.
And then, I wish I could have done that before. I'd never been in a cage until I was fighting. A lot of people are like that, which is, it's kind of intimidating.
Get
You're like,
used
oh,
to
shit,
it.
I'm in here. This is it, me, this
Yeah,
time.
It's not like rolling on a mat. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely the techniques as that goes.
You said earlier that you were nervous before you came on.
Yeah.
A little bit. You always get super nervous. Is
Yeah.
that how you do whenever you fight, or do you just?
It's almost what I do feel like. It's like, that time when you're next, and it's like, you just get that feeling of your heart starts beating a little quicker. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is fight or flight type of thing is what I feel
Yeah.
like. I feel fight or flight every
I feel a
time
little
we
bit
get on here.
nervous before I fight, but honestly, how do you feel after you started the fight? There's a different kind of feeling, right?
Oh yeah, it's just gone. I don't even know what I feel like. I mean, it's.
Do you ever feel like this? This is what I feel like. I feel like the whole universe shrinks down to one person across from me. Like there's nothing else more important than this thing that's
the
across
closer
from me
to
right now.
the beginning of the fight? Yeah, the closer you get to the cage, it's coming in.
Yeah.
Then you're in there, you're still aware, and then right as soon as when that ref says let's
Go
get it,
time.
it's
Yeah. It's a different
tunnel
way
vision.
of thinking.
Yeah, it's like there's one thing on your mind at the time, and that's
I've never
it.
fought pro, but I fought some guys who I think are pretty good, and that's exactly how I felt, man. So I just like no matter what I did before the fight, it would go through the same thing. So I just usually sleep up until like an hour and a half. Like I would try to sleep as much as I could.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's run our intro now, and we'll get into the podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to let me find it. We're gonna. Oh my God, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Here we
No
go.
tech guy.
All right. Here we are. Wait, that was not what I wanted. There we go. All right.
Is it? Are we off now?
You're on. Hold on, I can show you off.
Is it on? Yeah. This is like the new background or the new intro music.
Yes.
It's very urban.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right though.
Oh shit.
What segment would that be before?
What do you mean? What segment?
What would you do that before? Like, what would you do after that?
After
Just do the show after that?
after that?
Yeah, after the urban mix.
Yeah.
You'd just do the show?
Yeah. Well, I know. I was working on adding a little bit more, to
Metal?
the music.
Could you add some metal to it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, let's add a...
Oh, you don't like the urban? That's what you mean by
No.
urban? Okay.
Yeah. We could each...
That's all I had.
We could do an intro each week. That's different.
Oh, but I could do. I could put this in with it. Where's that at? It might get loud. Let me turn this down a little bit. That was the one we used before.
That's a little better. We're on the right track.
All right. Yeah, so we're talking about tunnel vision.
But anyway, I thought since you were announcing those fights that I would talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
And what it's like for me. I just wanted to get your opinion on it. It seems like it's kind of similar.
Yeah, I mean, really nothing matters. But the more you are in it, the more if you can put that focus, like you at least try to get your corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to hear them and be able to,
So now,
be
like,
a
yeah, the
team
first
there.
few fights I had, I couldn't pick out anyone's voice. Like,
Right.
Like, I didn't hear it.
You were just-
Honestly, you could have been doing whatever you wanted out in the audience. I can't hear you. Or I couldn't hear anyone. My coaches, their coaches, whatever.
right. And that's important in training is like you got to develop that form of communication
The
in
skill to
training.
focus in.
Yeah,
on one person.
you got to listen to me and do what I'm telling you as you're rolling. Don't look up and look at me, but
Yeah.
listen and
Listen
apply.
with your ears. Yeah, don't use your eyes.
Yeah, listen with your ears because your eyes don't hear.
And when you're grappling, you really don't need your eyes anyway.
No,
Your body's just feeling for
You should be
leverage
feeling
and
it.
position.
Yep.
And
it's a sensory thing is what you should actually
Yeah.
be relying on for sure. For sure. And then also in MMA, we had
The fights.
the
I didn't get a chance to watch
UFC
them.
171 last night. So we'll go through the. Man, there was a lot of people I had no idea on here. But we'll go through the prelims and no, we're gonna go through just the main card. Oven St. Preux. Is that? I think that's how you say it. Defeated Nikita Krylov by submission. The Von Flue choke, round 1, 129. The Von Flue choke. You know what the Von Flue choke is?
No.
It's like also called the dummy choke is what I like calling it because I mean apparently it's called the Von Flue choke because this guy did it.
Who
But,
named that?
Yeah, but it's if somebody's going for a guillotine and you get to side and not in their guard, they're putting their shoulder in by their neck and you just lock your hands under them and squeeze it. Well, like this guy was on the Ultimate Fighter, Jason Von Flue, and he got some people with it after it was not even on the show. It was like he was in the UFC for a few fights and got people and they just named it the Von Flue choke, but he wasn't a real high class world class fighter or anything. Like he was a lower level, I believe, as far as his performances showed.
Now he's got a choke name.
But he does have a choke named after him that everybody calls it that. Hector Lombard defeated Jake Shields by unanimous decision.
Oh yeah, that went all 5.
3. That would have been 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard that it was a boring fight, a boring decision.
Here's Jake Shields. He's not going to do anything too exciting.
Right. Miles Jury defeated Diego Sanchez by unanimous decision as well.
Wow. How did Diego take that?
Yeah, I wonder because
less than probably charming, I'm sure. Whenever his response.
Yeah, I mean he kills me. It's okay to be angry and get fired up, but he's a little too much.
Way too much.
It's like he's trying to act too tough. Okay, if you're gonna act like that, then be a punk or like just I don't know. It's the way he does it. Like every time he's in somebody's face, and they'll be like flexing on like, and then he fights like that too.
Time is he's a good fighter. I mean that's the bad thing.
Can't
really call him a bad fighter because
no, you can't. But he could be better if he would relax a little bit. I think. I really do think that he's too much trying to I don't know. But he's intense.
Yeah,
he's intense. He'd be a shitty fight to fight. You know what I mean? Like, he's coming to get you.
Yeah.
Like
he's been looking at a picture of you eating his cereal every morning.
And he's going like this.
Like he's like, this is your heart. I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah. And he makes that face probably and I could see him doing it. Like he's a little bit out there too. Tyrone Woodley defeated Carlos Condit by TKO injury round 2. Condit blew out his knee, had a torn I believe I don't know. I looked it up, but a partial tear on his ACL as well maybe. So he had, some shit went down. Main event, Johnny
Jake Shields,
Hendricks.
worst stand-up ever.
Yeah. Johnny Hendricks defeated Robbie Lawler, excuse me, by unanimous decision and a close one, I heard.
So nobody got knocked out, huh?
No, nobody did.
How was that fight, AC7?
Yeah, if you watched the fight, we want to know because I didn't get a watch.
Most boring ever. You're right. Yeah.
Shoot. And that's all we have on the UFC stuff tonight.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it.
I didn't either. Oh, I lost my whole...
So neither of us seen it.
This is getting bad.
I'm
trying to do too much shit at once. I can't... yeah.
You need a tech guy, bro.
I know I do. I can't... I'm trying to do... I got to get on my Ustream.
Great fight between Lawler and Hendricks.
I heard that they left it out there. I mean, they didn't they were both took some shots. Hendricks took some shots, I heard, and came back. And they, how both of those guys fight, they can both knock each other out instantly if they want. Like if they hit the right spot.
Yeah.
And they left it all out there. Like they didn't. It wasn't like most title fights are nowadays. How they're saying they're trying to just play it safe and get the decision 5 rounds. They were trying to win, which
neither of them was the champ, bro.
Right. Now we'll see, when you want to try to keep that belt.
Yeah, let's see how you are after about 6 fights.
Right. True. That's a good defense for St. Pierre right there that you're saying,
Yeah.
I guess.
I know that fight's highly contested, but I think GSP won on points. Exactly what it says. He won on points.
The funniest thing is that GSP, I mean, we all know who he was
Yeah.
when he was fighting, and he after he retires or pseudo retired or whatever he did, or took his hiatus, we hear like he's like talking shit, like all kinds of shit, like not really talking shit, but you're just hearing him like he's talking to people. He actually was saying some shit about the UFC, I think. Not too bad, but just putting stuff out there. But it was just weird that we never heard from him when he was fighting, and he's in the media like
Yeah.
like he didn't. I mean, we always heard from him, I guess, if you know what I
Hey,
mean.
probably
He
lives
just-
a pretty quiet life because he's so weird.
He does, but now he's talking. Now it's weird that he's coming out and like being like that. All right, this is probably okay. I'm good there. All right, so
Man, you don't have
You-
things under control yet over there?
yeah, I got them all under control. It's fine. You weren't here last week.
Nope. Went hiking. Project Badass. Went down to Shawnee. It was. I mean, I wouldn't call it beginner. That's for sure. It's pretty. It's got some nice steep climbs. There's an awesome spot to camp right in the middle. It's like right where two streams meet. If you go to Project Badass, you can see all of the pictures that we've taken. We got some video too. We're gonna put up from the tops, some of the tops of the views. Man, it was a really good time though. I had a great time. I can tell I'm overweight though because after that first day, my knees were just.
Jesus, Chubbs, come
Oh,
on,
yeah,
man.
He
Jeez.
wasn't lying. Jay Karaoke was not lying, boy.
Karaoke. Right? Karaoke?
Yeah, karaoke. I can't remember. He's funny. That's all I remember. But yeah, there's a beautiful spot to camp right there. In the summer, it'd probably be great for like just if you just want to hike in one day and camp all of one day, you could hang out in that creek and just like, what I mean, mess around, hang out all day right there in that one little area. It'd be great. Somebody built like a debris hut. Not even really a debris hut. They took a bunch of pine boughs and put 3 tarps up and like a dome and put pine boughs all over all of it. And they must have been living out there for quite a few days because there was a whole grocery bag filled with like empty cans, baked beans, and vegetables and potted meat and stuff like that. So somebody was living out there for probably at least a week is what it looked like.
Well,
There was like a whole bunch, and there was other cans like scattered in the area.
there's a
And-
lot of horse riders down there.
Yeah, but come on, man. Who's going to make a homeless shelter in the middle of the
Right.
woods? Like, that's a hard to get to area.
It's
You
way
gotta-
out there too, though. Like, what the hell? Like, maybe they're just camping and they wanted to kind of like just rough it and do it from nature and build it,
Yeah,
for a
probably
week.
something like that, maybe. It was way in the middle of, like, it's at least a day's hiking in. And in the
Would-
snow, in the middle of winter, nobody would
And it was cold right before you got up there. You lucked out. It was
Oh,
super
it was
nice.
beautiful, man. That was the thing. The weather was beautiful. I mean, the hiking was good. Whenever you got to the top of something, you were like, "Yeah, I accomplished something." That was a nice
Right.
hike. That was a nice climb.
Yeah, you chose the right time to go and do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
If you were gonna do if that's what they did and they went to stay out for a week or whatever,
Yeah.
would you bring canned foods? Would you bring something more practical? I feel like canned foods are heavy for what you get out of them. I don't know. Pretty heavy for what's.
Oh
in
yeah,
it, like-
for hiking and camping.
Yeah,
Not for
yeah.
camping, but for hiking, you don't want food.
Right.
Camp. But if you're gonna be,
I
somewhere,
guess they went to a place and stayed. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if you're gonna be somewhere and you want something that's pretty stable, if you keep it, you just bury that in the ground. You don't have to worry about bugs or anything getting in there, but it'll keep it nice and cool or nice and warm, depending on what you want it to be. I mean, it was a nice little shelter. It looked like they pulled some rocks in there, so they'd probably heat up rocks in the fire, pull them into the shelter. So I mean, it was definitely livable, even if it was winter. I'm sure they could stay warm enough if they gathered enough wood. Just you may not sleep very well if it's very cold, but if you just keep a fire and stay by the fire, you'll be all right. I mean, you're not going to die. You just
Right.
got to stay warm. You just can't sleep. You got to sleep for 1 or 2 hours at a time. It really sucks, but you'll live. But yeah, man, Project Badass, we do all that. Member just got a new raft for his birthday, so we'll definitely be taking some kayaking and rafting trips down in West Virginia. What else? We're gonna go climb Mount Whitney here at the September in this year. I mean, lots of big trips.
Where's
coming
Mount
up.
Whitney?
Cali.
Oh
We're
yeah.
going back to Cali. To Cali.
Are you?
Yeah, it should be fun, man. I've never been out that far. I've been out to Montana. They had some big mountains in Montana too.
What in the hell?
But yeah, anybody who's
Never.
interested in having some awesome experiences with Mother Nature, you know,
And that's what you guys do?
that's what we do, man. As many times as life will let us. Unfortunately, you gotta work,
I
do
know,
other
right?
ridiculous things.
God,
You
what
have
is
to
wrong
get you
with
out
this
there
thing?
hiking sometime, man.
I really do want to go, and yeah, I do want to do it
Hey,
sometime.
man, if
for
you're
sure.
if you're just looking for a good workout, you could do a day hike out there and just destroy your legs, man. Like,
Right.
you'll feel it for sure.
So I got this new Nike Fit band, Fuel Band
Yep.
for my birthday.
How's it working for you?
I don't know. I mean, it's sort of cool. I'm not real impressed by it for the price that I know they are. Although I didn't pay for it, but it's sort of cool. I can see how it like. The thing I've noticed with it, like, it's definitely for running. It's better for if you're a runner, which I don't like to do. I like riding a bike, or if I run, it's like sprints or whatever. I'm not a distance runner, but it what I have noticed is when I wake up, it makes me when I have it on, it's like, oh, I can see I'm not to my goal. I'm not close. Like, so it has these red dots. So that's my fuel points, and it's moving towards this green light. So when that's filled up, I'll be at my goal.
For the day?
Yeah. And so that's one thing. It makes me be like, oh, maybe I gotta walk a little bit more. Like, it kind of would motivate you a little bit.
I'm about ready to start working out again too. Hopefully soon. Hopefully tomorrow I'll go back in. But I don't know if I'm going to do like heavy. I probably won't do like too many heavy weights. I don't know. I guess I will. Never mind.
You don't know.
I'll do cardio too, but I want to do a lot of hiking. Hopefully, I just want to get my body back built for hiking.
Right.
But yeah, camping was awesome, man. We had a great time down there at Shawnee, and I tarp camp, so that's very like lightweight.
Oh, so
you know
that's
I
what
mean?
you took was a tarp?
Yeah, we just fold up a tarp.
So you put a tarp on the ground and then one over you?
It's called a body bag. You just one string, a triangle, and half of the tarp underneath the ground if you don't have a ground cover.
Okay.
And that's it, man. And you can have a pretty nice shelter. And if you want to, you somehow just pin it where it stays kicked out, but you can throw debris up on it. That'll make it so much warmer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about the ends? What do you do? Do you just
You
leave them
put
open?
your pack at the end. That helps block it off. You put like your pack, your boots. You just block it off with your gear, basically.
Did you guys see any kind of animals out there while you're out there?
I didn't, man.
No?
No.
Anybody? None of you did? Did you
Goal
hear any?
Met, dude. Harold said Goal Met. He must have his Nike bracelet on.
Oh, goal met. I got my goal. I am trying. I can't even get onto the comments. It's killing me here.
Oh man.
I got to get on over here. My apologies.
Man, did you hear
here.
about that Floyd Mayweather?
Oh
getting
my God!
arrested?
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
Uh,
Floyd Mayweather.
it just seems ridiculous to me that he'd be doing something like that whenever he's so rich.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell the story for folks that.
Apparently, he had some people working in his house, and they stole his jewelry. And he went all gangster on him, man.
Hunted him down,
He
kidnapped him, beat him up,
Beat him
broke
up.
bones.
Tried to force him to admit to stealing it, and they never admitted, and then let him go.
Oh, actually, goal met. Maybe he could be referring to the story I was telling you earlier that we won't talk about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, goal met.
nice,
Oh crap! This is me.
man. You're all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
over
Well, I
there.
hadn't got on yet to see my shit. Yeah. So you got millions of dollars. This guy's known to be walking around with.
several. He's got probably close. I'm sure he might have over $100 million. He probably has. We may be.
He probably gets that for one fight, Deke. $100 million.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I guarantee it. He probably does.
I'm gonna find out real quick. I know he's got a pretty good net worth, out there, and he's probably got a lot of liquid assets too. He's got like cash, and jewelries and diamonds.
He does,
That
but that's
shit's-
what they said. He's known to be seen with $1 million of jewelry on. All right, so you got some jewelry stolen by some guys that are way, and they were getting beat up and still denied that they took it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could have been one of his posse that's 40 deep, like they were saying. He rolls with a posse of 40
So
deep.
he wasn't even
How
there, is
well
what
do
you're
you know
saying?
40 guys that are hanging with you that are all thuggish? How well do you know
I
them?
bet he's got a closer inner sanctum though. Those are just people.
Yeah, he's got 40, and then he's got 4 or 5 probably. That's that little inner circle,
Yeah.
and they communicate with the
Well,
outer
apparently
circle.
these guys were working in the house or something.
Yeah, but he took his posse like that. That's what I'm saying. But that means there's probably people around him all the time that he might not know too well.
But I'm saying, who cares? Why would you even risk it?
Really?
You know what I mean? You got caught
Call the
slipping.
cops.
Don't slip. Don't leave your shit out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
or
Even
call the
though
cops.
That's shitty because call the cops. It is your house and people shouldn't be stealing from you. But I think you make enough to not get yourself involved with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kidnap him. Like he could be facing some serious
Kidnapping.
stuff.
That's a felony.
Mm-hmm.
Look at OJ. That's what they finally got him for, kidnapping.
Yeah.
That's funny.
When he kidnapped that one dude, is that what they got him for?
Yeah, kidnapping and theft, I believe. He was stealing all of his autographed memorabilia back or something. I don't know exactly what happened with that.
Out of his own house. I remember that. It was in his own house though.
No,
They
it wasn't
wouldn't.
in his
Yeah,
own house.
they wouldn't let him in. It was his own house, I believe, wasn't it? And they like after he had been charged, like his house was a crime scene, and nobody, he couldn't live there at the time. They were still investigating. Well, he broke into there to get his own shit to make money to pay for his lawyers or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the story I thought it was, but regardless, that's kind of like you gotta steal your own shit. I guess I don't know.
He keeps his money in one bank account with $123 million in it.
Mayweather,
Yeah.
right? And he's definitely got more than that in liquidation or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, gold, diamonds. You know why that stuff's good? It's so easy to carry. You know what I mean? That like all those necklaces he had on his body. I mean, you're set for life. Any normal person would be set for life with that. So if he just had
Right.
to take off, just take that, he could pluck them diamonds out one at a time, sell them gold one at a time, and live for the rest of his life.
definitely
If he couldn't do that, he's a fool. You know what I mean?
kidnapping in a Vegas hotel. Is that what with Mayweather? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It was in Vegas. He lives in Vegas.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, I know, but I didn't know. I would say if that's the fight capital, it makes
He
sense.
calls his group the Money Team.
Yeah, Team
I'll
Money.
never be cool enough to have a money team. I got a dirtbag squad that I do everything with. Dirtbags.
The money team. Team Money, huh?
Money team representing.
So, yeah, they had weapons. They were beating these guys with weapons. So that was also attempted murder.
felonious assault, probably something like that.
It was attempted murder, kidnapping, and something else. I'm going on the page right now to find that article to read it.
$123 million bank account's pretty impressive.
Right.
I mean, that's nothing to blow smoke at.
There it is. Attempted murder and kidnapping. What? Like, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, man, some people just don't know any better, I guess. They just got to prove that they're bad people. Yeah, I mean, I'm a badass, I guess. I don't know.
So did you see this thing where this North Carolina man bagged a 500-pound wild hog?
Yeah, I did read that.
If you guys go on our Blue Wall Podcast Facebook page, there's a picture of it on there.
I mean, that's huge. I've heard about out in Texas, though, like they brought over like Russian boars, which grow to be humongous, and they like bred with the local boars, and now there's just man-eating, killer, wild pigs, wild boars in Texas.
Do female boars grow tusks? as well.
I'm not sure. Why don't you? Google
Because
it
I
and
believe
look
I
it up?
heard that if you take a domestic pig or like a farm
let it
pig,
go feral.
it'll
go
grow
feral.
horns
Yeah.
because they're all the same. Like it's actually all like a pig is pretty much like the boars are the same as the pigs on farms and stuff like that. It's the same. Got the same scientific name, I believe. But if this thing it just doesn't look real almost. But remember
Maybe
that
is. It might be altered,
a
like
hoax.
photoshopped. Yeah.
Like that Hogzilla or something. Where the guys there was like an 800-pound and they photoshopped it or something like that, or it's a mystery. Does anybody know about Hogzilla?
He's really just standing far behind it.
Yeah.
So it's like a perspective type thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. OJ was kidnapping in a Vegas hotel, I believe.
Mayweather made 85 million in 1 year from 2011 to 2012. 85 million.
Wow.
That is impressive, man.
I know De
Good
La
for
Hoya
him.
made 45 million for one fight. That's why I was thinking like Mayweather might make more than that, but 100 million is quite a bit to get paid. A couple million is pretty good. I don't know why I was thinking that. I was
Good
thinking
for
like
him, man.
a few 100,000. That's would be a little bit more reasonable thinking. He's definitely not going to make 100 million for one fight.
Dude, this is the funniest picture. It's got like Mayweather and 50 Cent, and 50 Cent's like stacked, got like $1 million on his arms, and they're in a hotel room. Looks like they're having a fucking. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, it's okay. We're adults.
Oh, man. Dropped an F bomb.
We're-
Looks like they're having a slumber party.
We're adults. You know,
Slumber. It's my birthday at the hotel. They got.
if you got a problem with if somebody has a problem with you say fucking on here, then they should put if their kids are watching or something, they should make them watch Walking Dead right now because it's on apparently. Right? That'd be better. Let
That
them
hog
watch.
has nothing on some of the women running around town.
That
He
that
lost.
hog is huge though. But yeah, that dude could be standing way back there the way it is. He's
Yeah.
not touching it. I don't know. It just yeah, I believe that
He
is.
did lose $10 million on the Broncos though. He's like, I'm making a straight up bet.
Yeah, I guess.
Broncos all the way, 10 million.
Dana White's lost he's lost $1 million
Gambling.
in gambling in a night.
Well, you know what?
And he's won 6 and one night was like the most he's won.
He is a rich man too. I believe you should be able to do with whatever you want with your money. I think it's awesome that Mayweather can make all that money. You know what I mean? That makes him a powerful man. So he can, so regular people can, and I consider him kind of regular people, even though he's super rich now.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to do
looking
some
at over
technical shit and I lost my train of thought.
What about the
Oh, I know.
lost airplane? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Is it still? It's still lost.
It may have been
They
hijacked,
increased-
is the last I heard. That
He said, "Don't worry, you guys don't have that many viewers yet." Yes, we're aware of the viewing situation. Thank you.
who's letting us know that?
AC7.
Oh yeah, so don't worry about saying fucking
Yeah.
is what he's
Yeah.
saying. F bombs.
I mean, you don't got to celebrate it.
Oh,
I mean,
all right. I'm not gonna overuse it because it loses its value.
Yeah, exactly.
But it will be on YouTube
But
for
that
a long
airplane
time.
disappeared. I think it was probably got hijacked and then it crashed somewhere in the water.
Yeah, where was it coming from and going to?
I'm not sure. It may be leaving India and
I just
going
thought
to
it's
Asia
odd.
somewhere.
I just found it odd. I'm just like, oh my god, a whole 777 can
Disappears.
disappear nowadays and this time, like,
I believe there's supposed to be like automatic tracking in them.
yeah, but they shut that off or something.
I know. I
They
believe.
shut-
I think every airplane has to have an automatic tracker. You can't shut off. Only
Like
if you take
the black box, but apparently they did something like that. And
How is it connected? It shouldn't be connected to anything. It
Yeah,
should be just a box in there
maybe
permanently.
they threw it out the window.
Totally separate systems in the airplane. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe someone climbed out on because I
The
think it's on the
wing.
outside of the plane. I think
I don't have no idea, but
like Die Hard 7,
yeah,
Trouble in the Air.
Bruce Willis.
Stabs through the plane, thin plane metal, and pulls it out, and then climbs back in. But he gets caught by a bad guy right before he gets in. Perfect.
Yes, that would be
Scene.
perfect. That, yeah, Bruce Willis.
But anyway, that's what I think happened. I think they're just going to probably find a crashed plane eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could. It could be anywhere. The oceans are big. You know, the big.
And deep.
Definitely, indeed.
Have you seen like police wearing these body cameras yet?
No, they were wearing a camera
Some
on there.
stations are starting like a program where they're using body cameras that are on them and on at all times, and recording everything. So you can see they have evidence in court, and you can see how an officer behaves. So
That's what it's more for, I bet.
yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot of crooked cops out there too
Yeah,
that take advantage of their authority.
Absolutely, I believe that 100%. There's great cops who would probably lay down their life for just about anyone in need, and then there's not good cops that abuse their authority and are in it for the monetary gains that they can have and the power that they can have. So I think there's both.
Right. They
Well, what do
We
you
have it
think?
with
You think
any
it's a good
people.
idea?
yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a good idea.
I mean,
too.
then there's no lying. It's
It's a truth detector.
our world is coming to the point where there won't be any lies. Almost, you know what I mean? Because everything is so much
Everything's gonna be
documented. Yeah, like even your personal life, people put, you're putting stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. And then there's record of everything you say almost out
Yeah.
there. It's becoming more and more. You're getting more and more exposed to it, and then it's gonna be like, hey, you can't lie. You're gonna be caught. There's too much information out there on you, recorded,
Yeah.
personal, and like you say one thing and then you're president and you say something else and they're gonna be like, they're gonna bring this thing up from 20 years ago that remember when you were in college and
Well, all presidents have that, and they don't seem to.
that dirty laundry.
People don't care.
No.
Yeah, everybody smoked weed when they were in college. All of our presidents. Come on,
some
Nixon. Nixon was in Hollywood most of his life. Come on, what are you talking about? Hollywood?
Some of
I
our
know
presidents.
Nixon, not Nixon. Reagan. I know Reagan was probably doing some major drugs out there in Hollywood. That's all they did, man. Drink,
Right.
have money.
I'm gonna hit the can behind you. Totally missed.
Totally missed.
Totally
I'm
missed.
just gonna leave it for now.
Yeah, that's why I don't play
No
basketball.
one can see it on the floor.
Besides the fact that I'm only 5'6", but
So even if you do have a past, they can get you through it. People are professional speech writers and media. I mean, we want to make you look good. People do that professionally.
we need one of those. We need one of those
No,
here.
we don't, man. We'd have to change everything.
Yeah.
It'd be like Wayne's World. They'll
would
steal
be.
his show, and then it'll just be like, what? This is not
What?
even like it started.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah.
When I saw this thing you put on Facebook about this dream you had, and it was pretty interesting. Was that while you were out camping, or had you gotten back when you had that dream?
No, I was back. I was at my house.
Explain that a little bit. Like, it was hard to understand how you were saying it on there, but
About the one I had about the car chase.
about you were out of there. You heard people calling you from somewhere, and go like I didn't.
I took a nap in the middle of the day, and I was just napping. Normally, I can remember my dreams, some of the things anyway. And I woke up from the nap because my phone was ringing, and I just thought in my head, I thought, those are my human friends. They are from this world. I have no idea why I thought that, because I couldn't remember
They are
any of my
from this
dream. I wish
world.
I would have remembered some of it, because it sounds pretty exciting.
It was like
either-
you were somewhere else. You
it-
went on a trip.
Yeah, and then I had to go back, and so I was either with some type of, I don't know, dream world or out of body experience or
Parallel universe.
parallel universe or yeah. I phased out when I took a nap. It was such a good nap that I phased out of reality into an alternate reality.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. It was weird. And I don't know why I had that thought. And I don't remember any of the dream that I was having.
I had the same kind of deal. Well, not the same dream, but I had this dream, and as I woke up, I was like, "Oh fuck, should I write it down or can I remember?" And I was like, "Oh, it's pretty vivid. I can remember it." And then of course I fell back asleep, and then I woke up and I was like, "Shit, what was it? I forgot." But it was weird. It was like it was almost like I was was out of a body, but or I was flying. I was above people or something, and
But you remember your dream?
yeah, somewhat.
See?
Like I'm remembering, like it was more of a thought of
Yeah.
what was going on, is what it was. It was it was basically like we're an energy, like we as humans, like, or our inner part, I guess, was like an energy or something, a force that we get placed inside this tool that allows us to use whatever our consciousness, if that's what it is that comes in to this tool. So we may be an energy that goes, when this tool is no longer usable, we leave it and we go to another tool and try, we're spending our whole life here trying to figure out how to use this tool that we got placed into, but we have to be in something in order for our whatever that energy is to be able to work.
You're getting all crazy on me, man.
No, this was the dream, I know,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It blew my freaking mind.
So what do you think? You've been given an insight into the universe?
I don't know. Like, okay, so
Sounds like it's just a crazy dream to me.
I
if you
felt
can
like I
remember
came
it.
from really far away
Yeah.
and into this world.
Yeah.
And I'm in this body, but I don't belong to this body. It's just that I'm here, and it's going to be a temporary time, and I don't know, you don't know why I'm here, what's the purpose, but I have to be in this body for me to survive. Maybe I have to get to the next, it's an energy source maybe for my consciousness, or whatever, it's a spirit, a entity, whatever you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't belong to this body. It doesn't stay. Once it's used up, you move on. You might
So
go
you're
to
like
another.
talking about reincarnation?
Not really. It's like you never. It was like I felt like you never die. You just. And this makes sense. Like your spirit goes to heaven. It's kind of like the same thing. Like there were, but it wasn't like that. I was going to any specific place. I didn't know where I would go after that. And I felt like, when that body was used up or whatever, when I leave, that I'm on this adventure to find, like, and I'm going to go far away. I'm going to leave Earth, is what I felt like. And I'm going to find either another world, another planet, wherever. It could be in another planet. We don't know what life looks like.
So you're talking about time travel
I have no.
or space travel?
Shit, I don't know what it is. It's like, but it's like we have, our body is made up of a bunch of little living things.
Yeah, cells.
So, and they're all together and we go, like, I don't know, dude. It blew my mind, this dream, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was saying, but
So you went from being a cell to being an organ to being a human or something like that?
I don't know. I just felt like that it's cool. Like after when we die here, that it's like you're almost trapped here, and this is almost hell or something. Like once this body's used up and you've gotten information, I don't know what, I felt like the purpose was, but then you'd leave and to find the next place. It's not like you're but the thing is like right now we don't know where we came from, like if we were in another life or another whatever, if you were reincarnated. But
Yes.
why
You're
would
getting all, I don't know, understand. I can't follow you.
I know,
You're getting-
right?
Your theory is so crazy.
why would yeah? I don't know, man. I just felt
That
like,
sounds like a weird
but I
dream.
felt like if somebody came from a faraway galaxy or whatever,
Superman? Are you talking about
yeah.
Superman?
Oh yeah, far far away. It could be Star Wars.
Yeah.
Also like you always see like in the movies and stuff when they have aliens, they're usually some. Actually, my best thought was the movie Alien.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for an alien movie because who's to say they're gonna have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head and eyes like a human? They
Yeah.
could be even bigger than those aliens on that movie. They could be like 300 feet tall, like dinosaurs, or
Yeah.
you know, we're that's when it would be
If they were
scary.
going to be that big, they'd have to live somewhere with low gravity, though. It's hard to support a structure that big in heavy gravity. So not on a planet. It'd have to be like a moon or space or
Some planets have less gravity.
yeah.
Um,
If you
but
got
yeah, I mean,
less-
imagine like we get invaded by some beings like that. That like yeah, they're not going to be fightable. It's like we have to figure out how to fight them. Our planet it should be working together as a whole for the safety of our planet
Yeah.
instead of worrying about fighting each other. What are we going to do when they come from out there and we don't even know what they are or how big they are or how they fight and what their technology is? It's going to be more than ours because they got
Well,
here.
you should make a movie, man. That sounds like a. I mean, that sounds like a good movie to make. You can have tiny aliens that just invade your body and kill you.
Oh yeah, they come out like
They fly in through your mouth or something and sever something critical in there.
I guess in actuality, my dream was really like, I guess a Christian belief of your spirit and your soul that comes with his body, and then you go back to you go to heaven when you die or something. I guess, but it made me feel like this is kind of the hell or something. I didn't feel like I was in a bad place or
Yeah.
anything, but I was like, it's almost like this is hell and we're trying to get out of here.
Some people believe that Earth is hell and you're trapped here, and if going to heaven is just leaving Earth, but
Yeah,
I think that Earth is hell. I've heard that before.
we're living in hell. To me, it makes more sense because it's not easy here. It's always a struggle,
It's
you
not
know.
that bad though.
No, but I mean, it's
I'm
like,
pretty comfortable with things.
but the thing is like you can't just live freely. You have control.
What do you mean you can't live freely?
The government tries to control. You can't even go and live, have your own paid for house and all that, and your own property. You still have to pay taxes.
Yeah, well,
I don't like that.
you're talking. I mean, you got to pay some protection to somebody.
Well, I guess that's for our protection.
Yeah, supposedly, but they've
Okay.
kind of outgrown like their usefulness. They're not. The government is just much more encompassing than it was meant to be. It was meant to just like fund like an army when we need it, or the federal government was just supposed to do things of that nature. You know what I mean? They're not, and also they're like set up to do like let's say don't let someone steal from you, or make sure that your rights are protected if someone in a state or locally is saying like I think I don't know, you have a constitutional right to like bear arms, but in a lot of cities it's illegal to own certain types of weapons, you know.
Is it to have
Yeah.
like a handgun?
New
or something?
York, Chicago, yeah.
You can't have a handgun there.
I don't believe so.
Wow, I
You know
had
what
no
mean?
idea.
So the government is supposed to come in and say, well, now Chicago, you can't do that. That's a Second Amendment right. Everyone has a right to bear arms, and you can't do that.
But they're also that kind of is the same way with the marijuana laws now. The states are passing it, the feds aren't,
Yeah.
and so they could come in.
Yeah, they
But
could.
apparently-
we don't. That's why I think we shouldn't have federal agencies like the ATF. You shouldn't have like the FBI. You know what I mean? All these different branches, like the NRA. Or no, not the NRA.
NSA or something.
Yeah, the NSA and Homeland Security.
Just a waste of money.
Yeah.
Also, like a lot of like the ATF and all that, they're punishing people and putting them in prison for victimless crimes, basically.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not hurting people. Like a lot of it's just I was doing drugs myself, like to myself, basically, and I had drugs on me or something. Now you're in prison.
Like whenever the
because it's
ATF got Tommy Chong, did you ever hear about that?
yeah,
They
about the
arrested
bombs.
him, yeah, and he went to jail. Like that was the worst waste of my money.
Because he was selling bombs.
And he
or-
wasn't. It wasn't him. They were just using his likeness on some of the products.
Yeah.
They thought, like, I don't know how they worked it out. Maybe he had some type of
He was getting
partner with
money.
his son, but his son ran the company, and he didn't ever even do anything. He never went in there or anything. Like
Wow.
it was just something that his son did.
And it was like drug paraphernalia.
Oh yeah, dude. They tried for like what, a year and a half to get them to send a bong to Pennsylvania, who is like, that's a federal crime because their law says that you're not allowed to do that, and since you're doing something from one state to another state, that makes it a federal crime,
Right.
I believe.
Wow.
So what did he do? A year?
I don't know, but that's ridiculous. But apparently Denver's economy is doing good from the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah.
And like, people are wanting to be bud tenders, which is like a bartender, I guess, for bud. I guess they get paid to do that. It's a job, so it's creating jobs, bringing some revenue into the community.
I think it was $3.8 million.
I can't wait until more states do it, more so than the medical side of the marijuana, but the benefits of the hemp, where it's like the hemp plant. They should be like, I can't believe that it's
Okay.
illegal.
Let me read this real
Okay.
quick. It's about that Tommy Chong stuff. On September 11, 2003, Tommy Chong was sentenced to 9 months in prison, a fine of $20,000, and the forfeiture of about $120,000 in assets. He also had to give up his internet domain name, TommyChong.com. That's valuable. Tommy Chong, best known as half of the famed pot comedy duo Cheech and Chong, was the founder of a business named Nice Dreams, which manufactured and sold bongs under the name Chong Glass. The business was operated by Chong's son, Paris. Man, that's like three people that's a weird name, I think, but all right, anyway. Well, he did plead guilty, so I guess this is his own fault. In 2003, Chung pleaded guilty to charges of conspiracy to distribute drug paraphernalia after a sting operation in which federal agents in Pittsburgh ordered his bongs over the internet, thus ensuring that the items were sent across state lines. Undercover cops also bought 2 of Tommy Chong's bongs at a store in Texas. They received Chong's autograph on the bongs and got a t-shirt depicting Chong smoking from one.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Those weren't bongs. Those were water pipes.
Yeah.
And that was tobacco. A picture? Really? You busted him on a picture of him smoking out of a bong?
This is so funny. So not only did they spend all that money on him, but listen to this. Chong was part of a large anti-bong policy effort called Operation Pipe Dreams. This is a real government program that they spent money on. That's what makes me so upset. I had to pay for this.
Yeah.
Larger anti-bong policy effort called Operation Pipe Dreams, which involved over 2,000 federal, state, and local law enforcement officers.
What? 2,000?
2,000 people.
For that one case?
No, for it was a government program that they started to try to stop people from selling water pipes on the internet across state lines. So
Wow.
they were trying to make examples.
Jesus, that's 2,000 people. Man, that's a
SWAT
lot of money.
teams, semi-automatic rifles, helicopters. They're raiding these bong shops with SWAT teams and helicopters. You know what I mean? These guys are probably potheads in the back of these places. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're just businessmen trying to run an honest trying to run a business. I don't know. That just seems way overkill to me.
Yeah, it definitely is. Wow.
Tell us about your trip to Montana. Montana was nice. I enjoyed it.
When did you go to Montana?
Probably in about 2007 and also 2004.
You went hiking there?
No, I went out there and opened a couple of Golden Corral. That's all right. I opened a couple Golden Corrals when I was working for Golden Corral out there. It's fun. People are super nice. Like, uh,
Pull your mic
Mic
like more
closer.
or just in front of
Like
you.
that? Is that
yeah,
better?
that's better.
The people that were actually building, it was like a franchise, so there was just like a group of probably 7 people that pitched in and they build these Golden Corrals and try to make money. But the main one, the main millionaires, like whenever we first got there, he was down in the ditch laying block,
Oh yeah.
getting it done. It was like they're very like everyone was just really nice out there.
So by helping them open, like, what do you?
I was training. One time I trained dish tank, and one time I trained the hot bar.
Okay, so you're just new employees. You're training them to help them get
Hey,
it.
this is
get
how
it
you
going.
need to do things by the book. Everything has to be by the book, and that's what we did for like a month.
Right.
So it was fun. Got paid well too, for being. I don't know. It was well.
Nice. Well, yeah, you're out of state and stuff.
Yeah,
and you get a little
like,
vacation.
the first time we went out, they let us stay in their cabin. Beautiful. Overlooked, like you were all the way up here, overlooking this huge lake.
Oh wow.
It was gorgeous. It was had the whole side of the cabin was glass, so you could see everything. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I would live there forever. But the weather's kind of weird. It's dry. I was ashy the whole time, like instantly ashy.
Really?
Yeah, I was like Ashy Larry shaking dice. It was ridiculous. But it gets really cold and really. Well, I guess it's kind of like Ohio. Then it'll be really cold and then really hot, like back and forth, back and forth.
Wow.
And the snow is real dry snow. It doesn't clump at all. You can't make.
Well,
a
if it's
snowball.
dry already, is there a volcano? Is Mount St. Helens there?
Then Helena and Great Falls,
What?
Montana.
Oh.
Those were the 2 places that I stayed. Helena and Great Falls. Very large Mormon population. Everything closes at like, especially on Sunday, 7:00. Like all the town like lights, the red lights start flashing red.
Yeah.
Like
That's how when I lived in Kansas, they did it like that. It would be like 6:00 or not. Maybe, and Sundays they did all day. They'd flash all day. It was either 6 or 9. They would start flashing and where the traffic
Yeah.
slows down and
like the
it's
only
easy to
places
go.
that were open were Golden Corral and Walmart.
Oh. Yeah.
And there's a lot of Native Americans up there. We met a lot of Native Americans.
Oh yeah. Were there reservations and stuff? I'm sure out there.
Yep. A lot of Germans, like a lot of German movie stars, like retire in Montana because it reminds them of some places in Germany.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good experience. I enjoyed my time up there. A lot of craft beer, like before it was cool. We're talking like back in like every bar had a craft beer. Restaurants had craft beer. Like
They're making their own.
yeah, like and this was back in like 2004.
Wow.
Like now it's kind of more popular.
Have you ever made beer?
Negative.
I have.
I don't like beer though. I think it tastes like piss.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. But I made some beer with me and my cousin. We made it, and it was pretty good. It's fun. Like, it takes a long time for it to
Brew
ferment or whatever
yeah.
it's doing. Brew, I guess. But you actually cook it up in like 5 minutes almost. Like, it's super quick
you
after you
just
get the
gotta let
water
it sit.
boiling, and then you put it in buckets, and then you got to bottle it, and then it's got to sit. But it was good. We did an American Ale Light, and it was mighty tasty. And whenever you drink your own beer, it's even better. You know what I mean? Like, I made this
That
shit.
sounds disgusting. I hate beer though.
What about wine?
No,
No, I don't ever like any homemade wine for some reason. It's hard.
I don't even like coffee. Like I can't stand coffee. The smell, the taste.
I gotta have coffee.
Ugh.
Does the smell make you do that?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, we might have a problem. Sometimes I need some coffee on the Blue Wall podcast.
I hear that about craft beer.
That it's like blue.
Yeah. How late are we going?
10,
10.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, we got a half hour.
Half hour, man.
Yeah.
Knocking it out.
So you went out there and you were
Open restaurants. I also went to one in Lexington, Kentucky. Dude, I was the only that's when I did the dish tank. There was one person. There was two black brothers that worked there. They spoke English, and one of the Spanish guys spoke English and Spanish. And there was like 14 dish tank guys.
Wow.
I had a little chart on the wall of my Spanish to English. Lavate, lavatore. Like, yeah.
That's how you had to teach.
It was I had to teach them all, and some of them were getting paid more than me
Wow.
already because the cost of living down there is much higher, and it wasn't like my pay wasn't based on what they pay at that place. It was something set, so I was a little upset about that.
Yeah.
Though.
It's in Montana the cost
No,
of
no,
living's
no, no.
higher?
This was Lexington,
Oh.
Kentucky.
It's higher down there though.
I guess. I don't
Well, I
know.
guess it's city. Like maybe because it's Lexington. You wouldn't
But
think
it
that
was a
Kentucky-
very interesting experience training.
There were like a lot of Mexicans
Yeah.
in Lexington.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I just go where they tell me.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
do
guess
it.
like we had like 3 off-duty police officers there almost all the time, like in the parking lot, inside the building. They have been like the last time I checked on them was like 4 years after they opened, and they had been robbed 3 times since they opened in 4 years.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah, they was in the hood. We stayed at this hotel.
Uh.
It was the worst. It was bad, but we was happy to get out of there. Like they give you an option, like 2 weeks, or you can stay on if they need extra help.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Out of there.
I'll see you.
I don't like this
See
town.
you back in Ohio.
Okay, yeah, homemade wine will knock you down. Wine, I think it was supposed to say wine, but and craft beer. He's heard that craft beer is big in Montana.
Oh, he heard that it's big out in Montana.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got. For sure.
Well, I don't like wine, so I can't drink homemade or bought wine, whatever.
Also, Whoa! I just about knocked shit down. I'm taking a step towards self-sufficiency
Oh yeah,
this
I've seen
summer.
that. Yeah, we went outside and looked at a little greenhouse,
Yeah.
little
Oh, compost.
composter.
Yep, I got a compost mixer, a compost bin that I built, and then a
If
greenhouse.
you got more sun, man, you could throw some solar panels up. I think that hill kind of blocks a lot of your sun though. But you get it from what about 10 to
full on the house from
Yeah.
about 10.
and
I'd
the
say.
hills on the other side block you off.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good all the way down. You know, the sun. We're kind
10
of
to
up higher
6.
here than out that side.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
so it does shine all the way to sundown, pretty much in the, until
Yeah.
normal times in our backyard.
Put up a windmill.
Yeah.
Turbine, I mean.
Did you hear somewhere they made that illegal?
What, turbines?
A windmill or something in your own property, one of the states.
Depends on how big it is. You get birds get caught in there and other things like that.
I guess, yeah.
And it's kind of noisy and ugly. You don't want like your neighbor right across the street and then the 8 people behind you throwing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
But
so.
if you had a smaller, discreet one, just like, I don't know, 15, no, you'd have to have more than that. 50 watts maybe would be a decent size one.
Yeah.
I mean, that could give you a little bit of functioning power. And
I really do want to get some solar panels though, as part of my project going green.
if you want to go green, you should burn candles.
I know.
Have you ever tried that? It's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. There's not a light that comes. A lot of light does not come off a candle.
No, you'd have to have a lot of
Got
candles
some
lit.
oil lamps.
I guess the lamps would be better. I've done that before.
Oil lamps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you get the wick up too high, they start
The
to burn
smoke.
smoke.
Yeah.
It just smells nasty.
So you have to keep them regulated.
And you have to keep them like turned up to get a lot of light out of them.
Mhm.
What you need is like multiple. But try that. Try to live by candlelight.
Oh, that's
If you want
serious.
to talk about going green, that's serious.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not. All right, I guess more so not really going green as green. Well, I'm just taking a step to like doing my own shit, doing my own part, making my own food, and then that way I know where it came from. But I'm also recycling my
You're probably not allowed to
scraps.
have chickens out there, are you?
I could if I wanted. I'm wanting to do that bad. And I'm trying to talk Marlena into letting
Fresh
me.
eggs? Why wouldn't you do it?
Right, because I knew somebody that had a set of chickens, like 5 or 6,
Yeah.
and the whole setup. And
That's
I
a
was-
little bit more than this.
Huh?
Did you say a set of chickens or a
Yeah.
setup of chickens?
A set,
A set.
setup. Well, the whole
Set's like
setup.
two.
Is it a flock? What is it?
I don't know.
A group
A
of
handful,
chickens?
a group. There you
A
go.
group of chickens? Yeah.
5 chickens. That's pretty noisy and
Yeah,
you
okay,
know.
a set would be like I got you. Are they noisy? They don't crow. They're not roosters. They don't crow.
Yeah,
They
but don't
just
you have to have a rooster too?
no. The only if you want to have chickens, you do, but the chickens will lay the eggs regardless.
Yeah, regardless. Okay.
Then the rooster would just fertilize them to hatch them. So most of the eggs that you're buying, that they would have never been a bird ever. They're not gonna form.
Yeah.
And then you get usually about an egg a day per chicken. Oh, but yeah, so I really want to do that though, the chicken thing.
You get an egg a day. Are you sure about that?
I just seen Alpha's come up and say hi. I was giving him a little welcome. Uh, yeah, every like you not
Maybe every 3 days?
No.
I mean, that seems like a lot, an egg a day.
Google it. Can you Google it? I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Somebody
I'll
tell
Google
us. Somebody out there Google it.
An
Come
egg
on.
a day from a chicken.
That would be you, AC7. you somebody that's out there watching. Oh, hey, that one guy. Hey, you. I do believe they get about one a day.
How many eggs does a chicken lay in a day? If you're thinking about getting chickens, you might be wondering what they will give you every day. This is a good question, and the truth is it varies. I think that there are a lot of misconceptions
Every
about
day to 2 days is my guess.
about egg laying hens. People think that they get 3 hens, they'll get 3 eggs per day. Oh man, then it cuts off.
You might get 2. Here, I'm gonna.
I'll have to just go to the.
How often does a chicken lay an egg?
It has to do with the time of year, the breed of the chicken, the age of the chicken,
Every
whether or not you have high lighting in your chicken coop, if your chicken is molting, if your chicken feels stressed because of predators,
Mhm.
or free range, or how free range they are. They may lay eggs that you can't find. That's true.
Oh, right. If you have them free range, you'd want
2
to.
hens should give you 1 to 2 eggs per day. 3 hens should give you 2 eggs per day. 4 hens
Uh-huh.
should give you 3 eggs per day. 5 hens should give you 3 to 4. 6 hens should give you
Yeah.
4 to 5. 7 hens should give you 5. 8 hens should give you 6.
That's about where I was at. Like,
I don't know how. Okay, yeah, that's right about right.
Yeah, because she was saying she had like 5 and got like 3 to 4 eggs every couple days, or 6 and got it was about right on.
But that would be right on par with what you need, you know.
Yeah, I mean I don't eat an egg every day. I could, but
Or you could just wait and save up a few, and then be ahead, and then eat whatever you want.
right.
Yeah, but you're right. You're not going to eat an egg every day. Sometimes you want oatmeal, or you know what I mean.
That's usually my breakfast, anyways. Is oatmeal. I might have an omelet for more like a snack or for lunch, but yeah, that's another thing I want to do is the chickens because I can do it here. I'm not even if I was in city limits, you're allowed. The girl that I was trying to look at buying her
sure,
chickens.
man?
Yeah, she lived right downtown in town, in like by the school almost or something like in your area.
Yeah, that's
And,
like all the way on High Street then.
And it was actually on Arch,
Arch High.
but right in the city, man. And you're allowed to. They don't make the noise. They don't cock-a-doodle-doo like a rooster.
Why was she getting rid of them? She had too many.
She was just done with it. Like she did. I think she just didn't want to. You know what I mean?
Take care of
She
them
was ready to
anymore.
do some other shit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I
It was
tried it. I don't know.
fun while it lasted. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a lot of work. Maybe.
You have
I mean,
to
you do
build
gotta
a
feed 'em, you
cage
gotta
and
keep
feed
their
'em,
shit clean,
You got to
like-
collect the eggs every day,
Hmm.
or every couple of days, I guess. you
There's a
could.
lot of work in all that stuff.
Yeah, farming ain't easy.
No, it's not. Or everybody'd be doing it.
Yeah,
We wouldn't have grocery stores
true that.
if farming was easy, right? But I'm gonna try some blueberry bush,
Yeah, I'll
Crap.
give you those raspberries.
and I
too.
might not get blueberries this year, but they're gonna be planted. Um, I'm not sure. Like, I'm feeling like my garden area. I'll probably have where I showed you on that ledge some certain amounts of stuff there, but I might end up having to till up another spot more out. Like down in the bottom, I have my yard
Yeah.
Valley's in. It gets a lot of water down in there.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
good
great for
spot.
corn.
Yeah, so I might see if I can.
Corn will also reach up and catch that sunlight sooner.
Yeah, I have to just check with my landlord on how much of that kind of stuff I can do
Yeah.
because I'm just renting here. But maybe I could bribe him with
Well, the
fresh
yard doesn't.
vegetables.
The yard doesn't look great anyway. I mean, it's not
Oh,
like it's
yeah,
it's not like it's a perfect manicure.
actually, I would probably help it because the grass doesn't grow that well down
Yeah.
in that spot, anyways. I don't know if it is because it gets too wet, maybe.
Maybe.
But you'd think that'd be good for a garden.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's great for like corn and like tomatoes, melons. If you have like watermelon or cantaloupe,
Which you have to like.
cucumbers.
You have to keep a lot of that stuff separate too. Like you can't let a watermelon and a pumpkin grow
Yeah,
close, or
they'll crossbreed. I've
Yeah.
seen cucumbers do also the same thing with watermelons.
cucumbers and watermelons.
Yeah,
And what is
they're
it?
very similar.
What does it make?
Just nasty fruit. Like it doesn't taste. It's like it looks kind of like a watermelon, but it looks kind of also like a cucumber, and it doesn't taste very good at all.
It's weird.
Yeah,
What would it be called? A cottermelon?
I don't know.
A water bumber?
A watercumber.
Watercumber? Yeah.
But anyway, it's disgusting. It's not like an awesome fruit tree that grows 3 different fruits. That's a little different. That is awesome.
The tree. What are those called?
They got to be just like a hybrid fruit tree.
We'll find out here.
I bet you have to do like citrus or like apples and pears.
What's the tree called that grows multiple kinds of fruit? Fruit salad trees
Fruit salad trees. That's so funny.
bear 6 different kinds of fruit on one
What?
plant.
6?
6. God, that's just crazy. I'm gonna have a fruit salad right in one tree. Who thought of that?
I mean, I bet you people thought of it a long time ago, but that's just so weird. Like, how can you get that to
6. Yeah.
6?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna check out what we have there on it. Okay. Fruit salad tree. Come on. There's a
I wonder
fruitsaladtrees.com.
if you could grow apples and oranges on the same tree.
I believe that's what. Okay, here it is. Citrus fruits. No, I don't think you can. It's either a citrus fruit salad like oranges, mandarin, lemon, tangelo, lime, pomelo, grapefruit, stone fruit, peaches, nectarines, plums, apricots,
This
peach
one's
cuts.
got apples and grapes.
Multiple
kidding
apples,
me?
red, yellow, green, rustic. Multi-nashis? Rustic green and yellow. What's a nashis? Never had one of those. A fruit salad tree bears up to 6 different fruits, all in on the one tree. They are multiple grafted trees with different fruits from the same family. Yeah, so you couldn't do a citrus in it.
Yeah. Like, here's 5 fruits, 1 tree.
Mm-hmm.
Peaches, giant purple plums, red plums, nectarines. They're missing 2.
Dude, I'm gonna order one.
1.
I want to see how much they are.
Oh, they're probably ridiculous. I don't know this one.
But the thing is, at school, like it would be perfect for a place like mine, my yard here. I wouldn't have to have 5 different kinds of trees to get a multiple fruit. I can plant it right over in the corner, and I'm gonna get. You know what I mean? That is good for city living, I guess, or where you don't have the room to plant all these different trees, and it's only one tree that you got to care for. And it's not like you ever eat all the apples off of a apple tree.
No.
You know what I mean?
You'd
Like,
never be able to eat all of them.
so it'd be practical. 3 fruits, $90.
That's not bad. I thought it
4
would be
fruits,
way more.
120. Yeah, I'm gonna look into this. Wait. You might have to pay for an inspection certificate for
What?
$28 because it's crossing
Yeah.
state lines, maybe. Interstate dispatch. Oh, some states require, but not our state. Um, I am definitely gonna look into that a little bit later because I would love to have a fruit salad tree.
I agree, man.
I'd probably have to go with the but or the peaches one or the apple one. Probably the stone one, the
I
plums
like
and the
citrus.
peaches.
That's probably what I would
Can we
go.
grow citrus here though?
Oh yeah, you're right. I'd have to be down in a warm weather.
Yeah,
climate.
that's what I was thinking. So I know we have apple trees and plums, and I think I would go with the plum one, where you get the peaches, apricots, and
Yeah.
plums. Yeah, because I think I mean I like apples too, but apples you're only gonna get 3 different kinds of apples. You're not gonna get you get a variety of fruit on the others, so it's gonna give it more of a mix, I guess.
They say they mainly make these by grafting pieces together, just like I said. Cut them.
Uh-huh. Like they split it and then
yeah.
let it grow back together. That's crazy.
And that's probably why they have to be from the same
Yeah, or they won't
gene
bond.
genre or whatever. Yeah, because they won't recognize each other. Maybe
That is pretty interesting.
that
Though.
seems very technical.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see. I think that peppers are the easiest to grow, like hot peppers.
Yeah,
They can grow in more of a dry
Tomatoes,
area and like they go good.
Tomatoes need to have a lot of water, but if you get one plant, you'll get like 30 tomatoes. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And you're saying the
Peppers
Roma. I like the Romas too. They're
Well, you can use them in anything, dude.
right. They're a good tomato though. Like they're a
not-
little more firm.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just more solid and dense.
But they're still good for like a salad if you wanted them a salad. You know what I mean? You could still eat them just like a regular tomato. Not
Mhm.
good on a sandwich because they're so small, but I don't eat very many tomatoes on my sandwich unless I'm going to like Subway or something.
Right. I usually just have it in a salad, my
Yeah.
tomatoes, or I make my own pasta sauce
So
out of them. I
exactly.
steam them and
It's
mash
good
them.
for- That's all you do, man. That's all I do. I
Oh,
put
you
'em
got you're backed up there.
backed up too far.
Yeah.
I put them on the stove, man. Let them simmer down for like 12 hours. The best marinara sauce you ever had. Garlic,
Oh, yeah.
olive oil, little basil. It's good.
Heck yeah.
But
All natural.
add some of them peppers in it if you're growing.
Oh,
Peppers.
that's another thing I'm doing. Herbs. I've definitely got. I've got chives, basil,
I like
oregano,
basil.
cilantro, and parsley. So I'm gonna have some of my own herbs as well.
I'm gonna do the corn, like I told you, the corn. I'm gonna grow the corn stalks, then plant the green beans and have them grow up the corn stalks. And
Can you
see
do
how
that with
works
tomatoes
out. I
and
don't know.
corn?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe corn might be strong enough.
Corn will do that, but you
Tomatoes
also
are pretty heavy though, man.
you also have to be careful. Like that corn shades a lot of light.
What's
So-
growing up it?
Right. Yeah. Like if you plant it by your garden, you got to be careful because it'll block that whole side sometimes once the sun hits so
Oh
far.
yeah, of course it
It
will.
screws you. But that is interesting. I might try it.
Yeah,
I've
even
never
if you
had
did-
luck with corn like in my
Neither
yard.
have I.
Seems like my dogs always knock it over
Something
or
happens, yeah.
just
raccoon. I grew like 8 rows of 10 out at my dad's house in his backyard. Raccoons came in. Like I didn't realize what they were doing until after it was too late. But they ate every ear of corn and left it stacked at the end of each row.
dude,
They ate like 60 ears of corn. I had 3 rows of 10, so I had 30 stalks.
your girlfriend cuts hair so you can get plenty of hair
Hair,
clippings.
yeah.
Have you heard that? You
That
can
don't scare no coons though.
It doesn't.
Deer maybe.
Yeah.
But raccoons will
coons.
go anywhere. They're super
used to
smart.
people.
They got an opposable thumb.
Yeah.
You cannot outsmart them. Like they'll find that food.
My dad used to coon hunt when I was a kid, and I would go with him.
Yeah. Did you ever make a hat out of one?
No, never got it that far. We would the furs were actually worth money. That's why he would do it,
Oh,
and he would
yeah,
get like
sell 'em.
$40 a fur back then.
Nice.
20, $40 a fur. I think actually 20 for some coons or
Well,
something.
that's nice if you get 10. You know.
Yeah, well, that's what we got our Christmas money every year for. We'd coon hunt, go up and sell the furs. You know, you go to a fur shop. It was big back in the 80s. Furs were, there was money to be made.
Yeah.
But anyways, we would go, and Oh crap! Where was I at with that? What were we talking about right before that? I know we were going coon hunting. You were talking about your garden.
Oh, raccoons
Oh,
were
I had it.
eating.
Okay, so he shot this coon one night and didn't realize that it had babies. Or he wouldn't have
Oh,
shot it.
yeah.
So he got the babies and brought them home, and I was all pumped. I was a little kid, and
They're mean though. If they
mine
get,
died that night. My sisters lived, and it was okay for a while. But the older it got meaner, and we had to keep it in its cage more. But that thing, um, we would give it Oreos, and it would take that Oreo apart and lick the middle out before it ate it. Like just like the commercial.
Yeah.
Like man, that would have been $1 million commercial. Like if
You
only
shoulda
we had
made- you
cell
shoulda
phones and
made it
video
figure out
cameras.
a puzzle or something to get it.
Oh
Like in a
yeah,
box or something.
yeah.
Like
shoulda.
I'm sure they'll learn how to open like lids and jars and.
But it ended up getting too big and mean, and just we had to let
Well,
it
they're
go.
also man, they're mean out in the woods. They can get big and mean out in the woods.
Oh yeah, they'll mess up a dog, a coonhound. What we would do is we had the coonhounds, and then we had a Rottweiler, and
Even
he's
it
the
out,
kill dog.
yeah.
They tree him. That dog comes in and kills him.
Yeah.
But his first time, and he was a big Rottweiler, but we had blue ticks, and they had this coon down, and they're all at it, and the blue ticks are they're not a small dog, but they're smaller.
Yeah.
And those coons are mean. He was just getting them all, and that Rottweiler stuck its nose in there to see,
Got
what's going on.
snatched.
Snatch. He went back and snatched that thing up and just shook it like a rag, man.
Yeah.
Just ended it. But he was just like, "What's going on here? Ah, what? Ah." Like,
How dare you?
kill you?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely a good kill dog, for sure.
Well, yeah.
if he didn't tear it up too bad.
They get big too, man. Big old heads on them.
Yeah, that dog was big. I mean, his paw, like some Rottweilers are big. For sure.
We got about 8 minutes left, man. You want to tell people about the gathering again?
Yeah, Earth Gathering, April 26th. We're gonna be having Shelly Pocock on sometime
Yeah.
soon.
April 26th.
I believe she's bringing
That's
somebody
probably a
with her.
Saturday, right?
Yes.
Oh wait, is it 1 day or 2 day?
It's 1 day.
Okay.
And that is a Saturday. March 23rd, Lancaster, Ohio, Davis Youth Sports Center, or Sports, I don't think it's Center. March 23rd, 4 p.m., 400 South Broad Street, no-gi grappling tournament, MMA style in a cage, where you can go get your experience on there for $10. And if you lose, it's single elimination tournament style. If you lose and somebody wants to do an exhibition, you can just, get some more
Yeah.
experience. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. People having fun and getting the experience.
It's a good. I mean, it's just like a good like hardcore training, I guess. Competition training, and like it's not like being in the gym. It's a little bit better because
Right, yeah.
it's more intense.
Yeah, it's a competition. You're getting tested. And if you know where we came from, let us know. We came down here. We're stuck here. We're stuck in these bodies for some
I don't necessarily
reason.
feel stuck. I feel all right where I'm at.
I feel like I would rather be able to go and see what's out there.
Yeah, that too.
Maybe if we could. I'm gonna travel around. I'm gonna figure out. I don't own this body. I'm just in it.
Just renting it.
Yeah,
I wonder what you use as money to pay the rent.
yeah. There is no rent because you don't even need a home. What we really are. That's why we're in hell. We're in this stupid body that requires all this crap. And then the funny things that, like, in actuality, we're just a brain
Yeah.
in a sense, and that's controlling this. And then it's weird, like these, and then inside that's like the spirit or the soul, like whatever it is. What are these pleasures? Like, stuff tastes good, and like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to eat this stuff that's bad for me because it tastes good, or I'm gonna
You're
go
trying to
home
say
and
do
jerk
away
off.
with those?
I'm gonna go home and jerk myself off because it feels good. Like, these are odd, like they're weird.
Yeah.
These,
Well, it's because it feels good to have sex, so you'll propagate.
I guess, yeah, and that was what the aliens put in us so that we would make more slaves for them.
You've given a lot of thought to this. I'm trying to tell you, you got a good movie here. It's just like Stargate.
We'll put the Stargate up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they wanted to make more slaves to get more gold out of our planet for them to take back. Oh, we talked about pyramids last week and how
Yeah.
they might be power plants.
Okay, I don't think so. I think
You don't
they're just buildings because
I think they were power
some
plants.
men believe that they should have things
They
made
still
in
do
their
produce
honor.
some energy,
Eh.
a little bit. Some dude, yeah, like back. Well, it's been like
What do you
more than
take a
50 years ago.
magnetromer and
He
read
got
it?
on the top of the pyramid
Yeah.
and wrapped this towel around a wine bottle, and it was some technique I don't know, and it got real hot or it started sparking, and it was like sparking in his fingers, but he actually touched it to a guy and like knocked the guy out or knocked him down. Like
I don't believe that.
Um,
What was that on? Some Netflix movie?
it was on the internet, so it's got to be true.
Yeah.
I saw it somewhere on the internet. Actually, no, it was on a Netflix thing. I think. Well,
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
probably
remember if
on
I
the
read that
History
one
Channel.
or no. It was on Discovering the Pyramids or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting show though. I do like the theory of it being a power plant. It makes the most sense to
Doesn't
me.
make any sense. There's nothing inside of it.
More or less, not really a power plant. Think of like, that's why, because it's producing this energy. Like, think of the Tesla coil, how it's just putting like a magnetic field or whatever it does. It's
You got to have
spreading
energy to do that.
the
Though.
water. They have water running under, and they have these chambers that bring water. There were these pyramids. Mr. Carioca told us to check out the Chinese pyramids. They have these pipes that run all through it, and these pipes looked like roots from a tree. And like that's the most efficient way for water to flow because it looks like tree roots. That's why they're shaped like that, because they're pulling water up into the tree. But these Chinese pyramids, I didn't even know there were pyramids in China.
There's pyramids
They have-
everywhere.
yeah.
You know why there's pyramids everywhere?
Why?
Because it's easier to build something when it's huge at the bottom and tiny at the top.
I
And
guess so.
You naturally want it to be even, so you learn measurements. Everyone has to learn measurements.
But they didn't live in them. They're just like, what do you think they were? Decorations? Or they put that much work into I think it was for a power grid, somewhat, some kind of an energy thing, and they had a way of harnessing the energy, and that's how they used their tools.
yeah.
But they have, all the pyramids have a water, like an aqueduct or some kind of water system or a river or something that flows under them or by them nearby, that they somehow, water coming under it. I think the Tesla coil almost was similar to that too. They had water. They used water under it somehow, and it drew energy off of that.
I don't think that's how the Tesla coil worked.
You don't think it had water?
I mean, I think Tesla was pretty smart, but I think he was also
He was pretty crazy.
Exactly, he was a little bit crazy.
He loved his chicken or rabbit.
He loved to make wild claims, and I think what happened is he made all these wild claims, and people were like, "Yeah, let's invest some money with you. That's an awesome idea. Invent that. Here's however much money he got." And then he's like, "Oh, well, it didn't work." And they were like, "Whoa, yeah, we gave you $100,000. You know, I mean, back in the day, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money. I'm gonna have to get that back from you." And he's like, "Oh, well, I don't have any money." So they was like, "Oh, well, you're dead now."
I guess it could have been.
But you know, he had some good ideas, but also I think a lot of it was just talk and unproven theory and science.
But one fact is, he invented the Tesla coil that, for some reason, we don't have today. That would be a
Yeah,
practical,
because it's
free
not-
energy
It's
grid.
not practical or free, and it's not. You don't think that people would use that if it wasn't, if it was free energy? You don't think people would set that up and use it themselves?
Yeah, but that, I guess he had the patent or the know-how to do that. Maybe has nobody figured that out now?
Exactly. I think too many people know about it to have not figured it out by now. We're pretty smart. I don't care what people say. We
Is
get
it
a lot of
illegal?
things done.
I
No,
mean,
it's
is
not
it-
illegal.
is-
It's just not real.
dangerous?
It's not real is the problem. It doesn't really work.
Oh, you don't think the Tesla coil works?
Well, I mean, the Tesla coil does work, but that's not getting free energy. That's just where you arc energy from one place to another without a wire. Just use an electric arc. You can't do that anywhere. You'll never get electricity anywhere far like that. You
no,
can't
was
just
it
have-
like that?
Yeah,
That's
that's
how-
a Tesla coil.
Well, I think those sparks were just to like because you're close and it's like what they're using like a metal cage or something and showing that.
Yeah.
But I don't think in actuality it would be like that.
You
That's
had to
too
have
dangerous.
a huge power source to power the Tesla coil. The Tesla coil didn't power itself. You had to bring electricity into it to make it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it had a water system under it.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. I'll look it up, but I'm almost positive I'm right about this.
I
We got
don't know.
1 minute, man. We don't have enough time to get into it. I'll
We're gonna
research it and we'll get into
Tesla
it next week.
coil.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will do that next week on the Blue Wall Podcast. And this was episode 23. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Until next time, next Sunday,
Yep.
8:30 p.m.
We're going to talk about the Tesla coil and how it works.
Yes, we're going to find out all about that.
We're going to really dig into Tesla and why he is not, and what happened in his life, his biography.
Yes, we are. We're definitely doing it. All right, guys. Next time, what's going on here? I have no idea. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Trying to end the show?
Yeah, I'm trying to end the show. And that's because my. Yeah, I can't do it. I have to close that out. All right, we're just ending it. We're not gonna have no cool music playing out the end.
That's all right.
Sorry, guys.
We'll get it together, maybe.
We will.
Or maybe
All right.
not.
We love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Till next time. And I'm still here gonna be trying to be like closing out.
That's all right.